Hey guys, it's me, Nino, okay, and Odin. Welcome back to my channel. I am super excited to be recording this video today. So he really doesn't like when I'm talking to someone. He thinks I'm talking to someone. Odin, shh, idzie w kwiatku. And yes, he does speak Russian. So, I finally got my ring light to record videos, which makes me super duper happy because I've been wanting one for a long time. Finally have it. So, in today's video, I'm going to be talking a lot about skincare and then also why I just did the 7-day detox. I've been getting a lot of questions about my skincare routine and also people asking about like acne scars and things like that. So if you guys are wondering about that, this is definitely the video you want to watch. And then also if you want some more info about detoxing and also why I chose to detox this time around, I'm going to be going really deep into that. So to start off with, let's talk about skincare. So as I had mentioned before, my skin wasn't always clear growing up. So obviously when I was going through puberty and even after puberty, just like throughout high school and a little bit into college, I didn't have like the best skin. And part of that reason was obviously because of like what I was eating and what I was doing. I was partying a lot, I was drinking a lot of alcohol, drinking a lot of coffee, super stressed out from school, super stressed out about life in general, I guess, and becoming an adult. And obviously all of that was showing on my skin, and also I wasn't eating properly, right? So it wasn't until honestly that I started to eliminate a lot of things out of my everyday life that my skin started to clear up. So I started to eliminate, I think the first thing I eliminated was actually dairy and sugar. Dairy was easy to eliminate because I did have a lot of upset stomachs and like stomach pains, and I never knew what it was growing up until I got older and realized, oh my God, wait, I think I'm lactose intolerant. But sugar, I was like a heavy sugar addict, like crazy. And when I started to eliminate sugar, it was the hardest thing I ever had to eliminate out of my diet. And I'm talking about processed sugar specifically. So, but I did it eventually, and I started to see a lot of changes happen in my body and in my skin specifically. Then I started to eliminate meat, gluten, and soy. And then eventually I went vegan. And so when I went raw vegan, I think that's probably the best my skin ever looked, because it was just so like flawless, like literally. And I had so much energy. It was just perfect. I also did go raw vegan for a health reason, and it didn't, unfortunately, it didn't like give me what I needed out of it. But what I got to see in that process is really the power of eating more plants. And that's not something I did growing up. Like I literally lived on bread and cheese, like obsessed. Like I could eat bread and cheese for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and like ice cream and chips and like all that stuff. And yes, my parents did cook home meals, but I didn't really like a lot of the veggie meals. And now it's like I literally can't live without it. So yeah, I really got to see the power that plants have on our bodies. And then I started to go from a vegan diet that was really high carb, low fat, and transition into a low carb, high fat diet instead. And that's really when I started to see significant changes in my health, in addition to like the physical benefits, especially like in my skin. So when I went low carb, high fat, I was actually able to heal my thyroid. And I have been off of my medication for 2 whole years now, and my levels are totally fine when I get them checked. So it's really a big accomplishment, and something I'm very proud of, and something that I am very passionate about sharing about, and just kind of sharing my story and like what I did to heal myself, because not everybody's able to, and also it takes a lot of discipline to want to do that. through using nutrition to heal yourself as opposed to like medication. And mind you, I was diagnosed at 10 years old, so I was on medication for my thyroid for 15 years growing up, from the time that I was 10 years old to the time that I was 25, which is like insane, and I'm 27 right now. But it just shows you how you can heal certain conditions, especially chronic conditions that you might have that are related to your autoimmune system, through food and lifestyle changes. And I think it's awesome. I get super inspired by it. And that's why I continue to do that. So currently I do eat fish, but majority of my diet still does consist of plants. And I try to avoid anything that is processed. And obviously I don't eat anything that has soy or dairy in it still, and no processed sugar. Going back to the skincare. So yes, I used to break out, I used to have acne and things like that. And even after my skin started to clear up, I definitely had dark spots and, you know, certain areas of my face that I felt like had kind of just like indents from like acne before. Now, I never had crazy cystic acne to the point that it was just all over my entire face, so that I just want to say that as a disclaimer. But I did get, you know, like the typical acne every so often, well, pretty often actually. And when I started to clear up, one of the things that I discovered that I can do to help with like, you know, dark spots and different things like that was to use apple cider vinegar. So this is the apple cider vinegar that I have been using for like years now. This is Dr. Bragg's apple cider vinegar. If you follow me, you probably hear me talk about this all the time. I literally love this thing. I am not sponsored by them or anything like that. I buy it by myself with my own money, and I have been using it for a very long time, and I use it in different ways. So one of the things that I do is I take a cotton ball and I dab it, you know, like in the apple cider vinegar, and then I literally rub it all over or dab it onto my entire face. And this is after I have already like removed all of my makeup and getting ready for bed. And then I don't take it off, I actually sleep in that. And if you do that for, I would say about like a month, not a month, well, like you can probably start to see results in as little as, I want to say like a week or two. Not everything's just going to be healed all of a sudden, but you will start to see progress in just how your skin looks and feels, and it helps remove a lot of that redness, kill a lot of bacteria, and just like tone down the inflammation that's happening. But on top of that, I actually also add this into my salads. So at nighttime when I'm making my salad, I will put like literally a teaspoon of this, and if I really want a lot, maybe 2 teaspoons, but usually it's like a teaspoon of this into my salad, and mix it with my dressing, so that it can also work inside of me and take down a lot of the inflammation that's happening inside. A lot of people also like to use this for weight loss. The way you do that is you would put a tablespoon of this into a glass of warm water in the morning before you drink anything else. Some people like to also add a little bit of lemon or agave or honey into there as well. So it's up to you what you want to do. If you don't want to add the added sugar, then you would just do this with a little bit in a cup of warm water and maybe some lemon. And then if you want it to be a little bit sweeter, you can add some raw agave or some honey into there. So that's what I use. The other thing that has been a game changer for me is switching to using Dr. Bronner's liquid soap. So it will, and this one in particular is, sorry about the noise in the background, that's my dog playing with his bone. Hold on. Odin, iди в клетку. Odin, иди в клетку. I just had to tell him to go in the cage in Russian. But yeah, so Dr. Bronner's liquid soap has been a life changer for sure. Also, I am not sponsored by them. I buy this with my own money, and my favorite one is the lavender one, but then this guy was on sale, so I bought this one. And this one is the 18-in-1 hemp eucalyptus pure castle soap. You can dilute it. It actually gives you like instructions, like depending on what you're using it for, like how to dilute it and like what proportions to use. So for example, like they list like 10 different things that you can use this for. So one would be to wash your hands, face, or body. The other one is to rinse your hair, which I have used it for that as well, and it comes out super, super shiny and soft. Definitely recommend trying that out as well. You could use this, okay, if you're washing dishes with your hands, you can use this for laundry. You can use this to wash your floor. You can use this to wash your dog. You could use this to rinse your fruit and veggies to get like, you know, all that residue off of it. If you've seen a lot other people do videos on that. You can use this as an all-purpose cleaner. You can use this to spray your plants. Wow, that's a new one. I actually didn't know about that one, so I should try that one. And what it does is for bugs. That's also, I guess, to remove bugs. And it says you can add a dash of cayenne to it also if you're using it to spray your plants, which is kind of interesting. I love cayenne pepper. I put it into my salads all the time. And last but not least, it gives you what you would need to dilute to use it for shaving, whether you're using it to shave your face, your underarms, or your legs. I mean, it's so freaking versatile. It's amazing. I live by it. And I will advocate for it any single day, because the second that I switched to using this to wash my body and to wash my face every single night and morning has literally changed my life completely. And I cannot use anything else or any kind of soap after using this, because when I use this to wash my face, I feel like literally all the oils and all the grime and everything that has like, I don't know, piled up on my face throughout the day has just like disappeared. And even like when I wash my body, it just feels so amazing, so clean, so fresh. And now it's like when I use any other soap and I wash my face and then I'm done, I feel like it's weird. Like, are you sure like everything's off? Because I don't feel that way. So yeah, try it out. It really does help with all the inflammation that's happening, as well as removing all that dirt and everything that is on your face. So yeah, highly recommend that. And last but not least, the other thing that I really have been loving for my skincare is the new Counter Time line for anti-aging by Beauty Counter. So I heard about Beauty Counter like a little while ago, and then I started using Beauty Counter last September in 2018. And honestly, like, wow. I have never tried products that are made with like ingredients that are actually healthy for you and don't contain any of like the harsh toxins or anything like that and actually work. So this is the line that I use right now for anti-aging. There's 5 steps total. So you have your cleanser, which is so after I remove my makeup, I'll then go in and wash my face with this again, because it has a lot of nice essential oils in there to help add some hydration back into your skin. And then I pat dry my face, and then first I use this Mineral Boost hydrating serum on my face. After that dries, I'll use the Tripeptide Radiance Serum, which I really love. I feel like this actually helps tighten your skin a little bit more. After that, I use the antioxidant soft cream, basically again to add a little bit more hydration back to my skin. And then I use the eye cream under my eyes, and it has a really nice consistency. I want to just show you guys. That's what it looks like inside. And then you can just kind of see it's like super like nice and creamy. I don't even know how to do this. Bear with me, okay? I don't even know what I'm showing you because I don't know if you can even see anything on this camera, but yeah, it's just like super like nice and creamy and just feels amazing. So that would be my routine in the mornings right after I get up, and then my routine would be exactly the same at nighttime right before bed. The only difference is that instead of using this cream, I substitute it for this cream, because this is the cream that's meant for nighttime, because it has extra hydration. And since you're gonna be, you know, sleeping all throughout the night and your face is all exposed, it really allows all of that to basically seep into your skin. And also, if you were to put this on in the daytime right before putting on all your makeup, it would be like too much shit on your face. Excuse my French. But that's what that guy looks like. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really nice too. Oh, maybe if I show it to you like that, you can kind of see that. So yeah, really nice and creamy. And that's it, guys. That's all I use for my skincare. I'm really simple. I like to keep it easy. I am not one of those people that spends 3 hours doing my makeup. I have a very busy schedule. I feel like I have something going on at all times. So I like my products to be super clean, because obviously it's going right onto my face, and you know, dealing with acne and oily skin and combination skin and dry skin since we've moved here to Denver. I prefer using products that I know that I can understand the ingredients and know what's going in there, and know that it's not going to damage my skin long term, because I'm all about prevention. Prevention is just so much easier than something happening to your face and then trying to have to like fix it. That being said, for example, this summer we went on a road trip with my husband and his best friend. He came down like towards the end of the summer, so like end of August, and we did a road trip. And during that road trip, I ate a couple of things that I probably should not have ate, and as a result, my skin broke out a lot, like a lot. And I haven't like dealt with these kind of issues in like quite some time, because I'm like very cautious about like what I eat, because I know how it's gonna affect my body. And so if I know that it's something that's not gonna serve me and it's just gonna cause me pain, I don't eat it. And for example, dairy and sugar specifically make my skin break out a lot. No one ever believes me when I say how sensitive my skin is, but it is. And so I was thinking back, like after I broke out, like what in the world did I eat? Because I couldn't remember, because I don't remember eating anything that crazy, but like I know that I ate a couple of things that I probably shouldn't have, or maybe like had something in my drink that I probably shouldn't have drank. So thinking back, I remembered that anytime that they would order like fried pickles or fried jalapenos, I would eat some. And usually like I take off like, you know, like the bread part of it. And I did with some, but then there was like some pieces that I decided to just like eat it, because I was like, whatever, like I just want to enjoy this, you know? And so I ate it. And then later I realized, because I had forgot in the moment, that the bread or like the dough that's basically used on the fried pickles or the fried jalapenos has dairy in it. And because it has dairy in it, obviously my skin started to break out automatically because of the inflammation that happened inside of my body. As well as I did have a couple of drinks that did have orange juice in there, and then who knows what kind of orange juice it was. It could have been something that had a lot of sugar in there or some other like chemicals and whatnot. And so I think that combination, and also being on the road and like all of that stuff, you know, like not being able to fully do my like routines that I normally do, it just, a lot of stuff happened. And maybe also stress was involved, so like drinking a lot of coffee. And yeah, my skin just broke out a lot. And I know it's really hard to kind of see it because I have makeup on, and you can't really see that much through the camera, especially like when I'm wearing the makeup, but like in person, and if I have my makeup off, you can see that I broke out a lot. And that's really weird and not normal, and it makes me feel uncomfortable and I hate it. And I was like, that's it, I'm going on like a major detox because I need to just like give my body a break. And so that's why I invited all of you guys to join me, because I know that we're all involved. Like, you know, none of us are living these like perfect lives where we could just only eat certain things at like all the time and just like live on water and, you know, like not be surrounded by anything or some, you know, or all of us like sometimes want to like try a bite of something because, you know, you want to taste it also. So that's why I like doing the detox once in a while. I don't believe in diets at all. I do believe that diets, I do believe, I don't know what I believe. No, I don't know what I believe. But what I'm trying to say is that I don't think that diets are good long-term because they are not sustainable. When you are on a diet and you know that you're on a diet, that's exactly the time that you literally crave everything and want to eat like the universe, me included. So, and I speak from personal experience because I've tried many different kind of diets before I started to make lifestyle changes. And none of those diets lasted, none of them worked. Maybe if they did work, they worked for just like a little bit, and that was it, because then I would just go back to eating the same exact thing, and it just didn't make any sense. The only true thing that honestly matters and that works is eating, I guess you can say having a balanced approach to food and having a good relationship with food. That's really what it comes down to. And it's like stopping and asking yourself, what is your relationship with food? So yeah, I might eat a certain way, but I'm not the kind of person that says, yeah, you know, like I eat low carb and high fat and that's what you have to do because this is the only right way and this is like blah, blah, blah. Like, no. Everyone is different. Everyone likes different things. Everyone has different cravings. Everyone has different body types. So it's understanding what your body type is. It's understanding what do you like to eat, but also understanding that you are now willing to enter your health journey and willing to start living a healthier lifestyle. And by doing so, you start to incorporate more plants into your lifestyle. And it's not a diet where you're like, oh, I'm just gonna eat salads. Like, yeah, I love salads, but not everyone does. And I totally understand and I totally get that. And especially when you're trying to make changes, it's going to take time. I mean, I've been transforming myself for a very long time. So my body is accustomed to eating salads very, pretty frequently and often. And I need to eat a salad every single day to feel complete because my body craves those greens. But if you are someone who's not used to that, trying to go from eating everything on the planet to just salads, you're going to fail. Like, plain and simple, you're going to fail. And so what I like to promote and inspire people to do is literally just to encourage them to add more plants into their lifestyle. I don't care how you do it, whether it's in a salad, whether it's in a smoothie, whether it's in a shake. I literally do not care. The only thing that matters is making that introduction. And also, the nice thing with doing a detox is that detoxing is about Sorry, I felt like I had to burp. Detoxing is about eliminating certain food groups to then reintroduce them and see how your body reacts. So for example, during the detox that I did, I didn't have any dairy, didn't have any gluten, no soy, no meat, no fish, no added sugars, no alcohol, and no caffeine. And what that does is it really allows your body to just breathe. Because the more we eat and the more frequently we eat, the more we're making ourselves work and just constantly just keep up with like all the shit that we're putting into our body, okay? And we have to start looking at it instead of looking at it as like, oh, I gotta eat because I'm hungry. It's like, no, I need to eat because I need to feed my cells, because my cells are the powerhouses to keeping my body alive, because I'm literally made of cells. And so in order for me to thrive and feel good, I need to eat healthy. I need to eat things that are super nutrient dense, and that would be plants. Especially dark leafy greens have a lot of they're super nutrient dense. And allowing them to have the opportunity to like clean out your body of all the toxins that have been building up over time. And so no, like when you detox, it's hard. Like, I'll be honest, it's hard. It is not easy. Even for me, it's not easy, because I was addicted to coffee, for example, and I know that I'm addicted to coffee. And so quitting coffee, that was hard for me. The first 2 days were awful. My head was like off the roof pounding, and like I didn't know what to do with myself, but I know that I can get through it and I'll get past it, and then the rest of the days are going to be easy, which is exactly what happened. And then today, which is the third day post my detox, I decided to have some coffee because I was really craving it. And then my husband made a pot of coffee, and I'm just like, and it's right here. So I was like, of course I want it. So I had a cup of coffee, and then I had a second cup of coffee. And all of a sudden, I just felt like my heart start beating, and just like all these feelings. And I was like, oh my God, like I am literally addicted to coffee. And then also like, this is what's been causing me to feel like even super stressed out than like what I normally would be, because obviously coffee is a stimulator and it's going to affect your adrenals. And if your adrenals are constantly being stimulated by the coffee, you're going to always start to feel like you're on edge, because you're in like, you go into like chronic stress essentially. So that's not really good for me. And on that note, I actually, so like one of my friends that I know, she has been talking a lot about this brand, which I'm going to show you guys, called I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's called Teeccino. I think it's spelled Teeccino. Please correct me if I'm wrong, okay? And I went to the store today, and I was gonna actually order this online, but then I was like, I don't know, like, should I do it, should I not do it? And then I went to the store this afternoon, and I was just like walking down the aisles, and all of a sudden, I see this guy, and I was like, what? This is what she was telling me about. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna try it, because I really, really, really just want to be coffee free, so that I don't, like, I have a lot of energy already as it is. So like whenever I think what coffee does to me is, because I'm obsessed with it and I drink a lot more than I probably should, it then ends up doing the opposite for me and actually slowing me down. I know it sounds weird, but I'm like so serious. And so when I do a detox like this and I don't have coffee, and I get over like the withdrawal symptoms of going off coffee, and I get used to not drinking it, I actually start to have more energy that lasts me throughout the day. And then by the time it gets to nighttime, I can fall asleep pretty easily, and I don't feel like I have like insomnia or something like that. Also, side note, Something that I really wanted to kind of open up about and just put it out there. I'll probably be doing a whole nother video about it. Is the fact that I do have anxiety. I think I've always had anxiety ever since my dad passed, and I don't think I ever really knew what it was. And I feel like just with a lot of the changes and things that have been happening in my life right now, it's been a very stressful time, and which obviously then plays an influence on like how I'm feeling internally. Plus add on all the coffees that I drink, and then other things that I was eating that I probably shouldn't have just caused like all this stuff to happen inside of me. And like I feel like my anxiety just got to a really bad point, to the point where I was like, okay, I don't think I can control this. And I just wanted to bring awareness to it, because it's not something that I really knew that I was dealing with, or maybe I kind of thought about it but thought it wasn't really a big deal. And I'm starting to realize that it actually is a big deal. And in order for me to cope with it, I want to be really honest and real with you guys and share my experiences with you and document all of this, because I know that I'm not the only one dealing with this. And being able to talk about it openly, this is something that I've never talked about, never discussed until like literally right now, is that, yeah, I have anxiety. And so if you guys have anxiety, don't feel alone, because I definitely felt alone. And even making this video, I'm like literally getting, my heart is like racing, if you could just like feel it right now. Like so bad, because I've never talked about it. And I always felt like it was like my issue to deal with, until I started to realize how much it's really affecting a lot of other parts of my life. And it's not just affecting me, but everything around me. And sorry, I like can't breathe right now. So yeah, so I will be sharing my battles and my journey with you guys, because I want to be really honest, and I don't want to like make it seem that I don't have issues, because I do. I think we all have issues. I think we all have different kinds of issues, but I think what matters most is opening up about what you're going through and sharing it with the people around you, especially the people that you love, and asking for help, because it's not going to get better, and you're not going to be able to fix it on your own, and it's only going to get worse with time. And instead of allowing that to happen, it's better to tackle the problem, and that's what I'm learning now. So yeah. So that's why I also don't really need coffee in my life, because it just probably adds extra inflammation and stresses inside of my body, and causes me to be a little bit more irritable than I would be naturally. So I went ahead and I bought this. So thank you, Alba, for just like talking about this brand also, and like introducing me to it. So that's awesome. I'm really excited to try it. I didn't try it, so I'll keep you guys posted on what I think about it. But basically it's a caffeine-free tea. So it's an herbal tea. Well, they call it's the chicory herbal coffee, but it's not coffee. It's made out of chicory root. So what it is, so the ingredients are organic carob, organic barley, organic chicory, dates, almonds, organic figs, and natural hazelnut flavor. Hazelnut is one of my favorite. Oh my god, my camera. Sorry, there was like a notification. Hazelnut is one of my favorite flavors. What am I saying right now? So I'm really excited, and I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'm probably gonna do this in the, So it says that you could make it using drip coffee, filter cone, a French press, an espresso machine, or you can also make an iced ticino. I need to learn how to say this name because I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. The nice thing also is that there's a side note that talks about gluten. So it says independent laboratory tests cannot detect gluten in brewed ticino when using a paper filter or a tea bag. For certified gluten-free herbal coffees, drink ticino dandelion flavors. So they don't label it gluten-free, but it also says that they can detect any gluten-free in this. The other benefits of this is that it's 100% naturally caffeine-free, which is also better than getting something that is decaf. It is acid-free, so it helps restore alkaline balance. Oh, so it's like number 2. Number 3 is that it gives you a natural energy boost from the nutrients that are in there. So it doesn't act as a stimulant, but it actually, like I said, gives your cells some nutrients, which is really what you want to do. You don't want to be stimulating your body. You want to be giving it just the proper natural nutrients that it needs to thrive. 4, it has the heart healthy potassium. So for optimal performance and hydration, we have, I hope I'm talking about this the right way, but basically the best way I would put it is that we have sodium potassium pumps all throughout our body. And so I'm assuming that because it's adding potassium, you know what, I gotta look more into it, how exactly it's providing optimal performance and hydration, and get back to you guys. And then it has inulin in there, which is a prebiotic soluble fiber that feeds your gut flora to improve digestion, elimination, and support the immune system. FYI, multiple research has been done. Multiple people have put out books about this. Multiple people promote this and talk about this nowadays more than ever before. Your gut flora your gut is literally connected to your brain. So the health of your gut is going to determine how good you are feeling overall, because a lot of like your happy hormones, right, are coming from your brain. And so the nutrients that you're able to get from whatever you're consuming out of your system come from your gut. And it's very important that what you're eating is not causing a lot of inflammation in your gut, because that's going to ruin the gut flora that is in there. And hence why probiotics are great, right? Because probiotics support your good gut flora. And as long as your gut is operating at its best potential, and so you're not experiencing things like leaky gut, which if you're eating products that have a lot of lectins in there, chances are you might be experiencing symptoms of leaky gut, which could then be causing discrepancies in how you're feeling overall and what's happening throughout your body. So I would definitely suggest looking more into that. Dr. Gundry talks a lot about that. So whatever you're putting into your system, it's going to affect your gut, because that's really where everything gets processed, and not like processed, but like, that's where your body like breaks everything down and takes what it needs, and also then gets rid of what it doesn't need, and also leaves whatever it doesn't need in your intestines. So the way I like to explain it is, imagine you're eating a bunch of crap. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. You're eating crap, right? And you are, oh my God. Probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'm just gonna say it. So, for example, if you are a junk food vegan, okay, for example, a lot of people say that being vegan is the answer to everything. And I used to be a vegan, so I think I can speak on this topic. Yes, I think veganism is great, but what I think is more great is being a primarily plant-based person. Why do I say that? Because if you are eating vegan, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are eating healthy vegan. There are a ton of people who are vegan and claim that they are vegan, but guess what? They're junk food vegans, meaning they're eating things like soy-based meat patties in the morning with tofu scrambled eggs. Well, guess what? Soy is not good for your body because we don't really process soy the same way, and it also leads to a lot of, it increases your chances of getting certain cancers, which again isn't going to be a whole nother video. And then like eating chips throughout the day and like different sweets and whatnot. And just because they're labeled vegan, they think that it's okay. And it's not, because they're not actually getting the nutrients that they need to feed their cells. So, but if you're eating primarily plant-based, that means that you're eating whole, real food. So if you are eating, for example, salads and fruits, and you try to stick organic if you can afford it. I never want to make people feel uncomfortable and feel like they need to buy organic. Yes, organic is better because it has more nutrients in the product, but I also understand that not everyone can afford organic. I personally don't buy everything organic because it's very expensive for me right now. So, but if you can buy organic sometimes, do it, because obviously it does have more nutrients in there. Also, if you're eating primarily plant-based, so you're eating a lot of fiber, you're eating a lot of healthy fats also, for example, like avocados or nuts, or cold pressed olive oil, right? Like in your salads and things like that. And then you want to have, you know, a piece of fish, let's say wild caught, or like organic chicken or some meat. I think personally that that is a lot better than being a junk food vegan, and because that doesn't count. So unless you are vegan and you are eating super dense nutrient foods and not consuming like things that have a lot of like sugar in there and like gluten and soy, then, you know, I don't really see the benefit of that, because I think you're actually going to damage your body more than you are going to help it. So yeah, take care of your gut, guys. I know this is a really long video. I'm super happy to be back on YouTube and start making more videos like this. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what kind of other videos you want to hear more about. And yeah, give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye guys.